Hello Star Wars fans and welcome to episode 23 of Journey into Legends. Today we are going to be talking about the second book of the Corellian trilogy, Assault at Selonia. Assault at Selonia was released in 1995 and was written by Roger McBride Allen. I had a decently fun time with the last book, which set up some fun things to come, so I'm excited to jump into this next book. Without further ado, let's read and review. Alright, I just finished Assault at Selonia, and again, I had a rather fun time with it. Before I get into my thoughts, I'm going to issue a spoiler warning for those who haven't read the book. You've been warned. One of the cliffhangers from the previous book was Han being arrested by the Human League. I quite enjoyed his plotline throughout this book as he's imprisoned and eventually is helped to escape by the Selonians. Although not much happened, I enjoyed the different characters we met along the way, such as the Selonians Drachmis and Salkeld, both of which were good characters whose interactions with Han were fun to read, especially when Han was forced to fight Drachmis. We also officially met the hidden leader, Han's estranged cousin Thraken Sal Solo, who was a decent villain and offered us a fun window into Han's past. Overall, this storyline was fine, albeit a bit uneventful. Speaking of uneventful, Leia and Mara Jade are given next to nothing to do in this book. At the end of last book, they were being held hostage in Corona House after the revolt on Corellia, and the only development they had was their escape from the building and their departure from Corellia. Two events that were stretched out and boring. In my opinion, this storyline had the potential to be a fun time, with Mara Jade and Leia bickering back and forth, but instead of focusing on the characters and their interactions, this storyline was a dull and drawn-out description of their low-stakes escape. After a dogfight at the end of the previous book, Chewie, the twins, and their tutor Ebrahim were forced to land on Drall for repairs. This storyline was a decent little adventure as we visit another archaeological dig site, and a lot of unanswered questions get answers in this storyline as we learn that the mysterious chambers on Corellia and Drall are actually planetary repulsors, used to originally create the Corellian system, which is some super interesting lore to me. Other than the progression of this mystery, this storyline was pretty uneventful and boring. However, I do like the characters of Ebrahim and Marcha. Perhaps my favorite storyline of this book involves Luke and Lando. After their underwhelming wife hunt last book, the two of them are actually given a mission of importance. Because the New Republic is short on ships, they are forced to ask for usage of a fleet from none other than Bakura. It was a lot of fun to see Bakura as well as Gairiel Captison return, both of which of course are from the Truce at Bakura. I enjoyed a lot of this storyline, whether it was Luke's moments with Gairiel, the character of Admiral Osselage, and the use of a sort of hyperspace skipping technology to bypass the interdiction field. My main issue with this storyline and this book in general is that the titular Assault at Selonia, the big space battle to end this book, isn't actually in this book. The book ends right before the main battle begins. I guess they're saving it for the next book. Overall, I enjoyed this book. Just like last book, this one felt quite uneventful. However, in my opinion, this one stands a lot better on its own. I'm not a huge fan of how this book is structured, and a lot of the plot lines seemed extremely inconsequential, but there were some mysteries solved, and the plot was pushed forward in a meaningful way. And it was fun seeing some familiar faces return from another book. I'm going to give this book a 78%. I think it serves well as the middle book of the trilogy, but again, it has some issues with the structure and side plots. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for my next video where I'll be concluding this trilogy with the final book, Showdown at Centerpoint. See ya.